The impulses of intelligence that are closest to divine expression are closest to perfect spheres. It so happens. And so truth, justice, innocence, love, purity, many beautiful values or qualities of the divine. The divine shows up in, like, we experience divinity so huge, right? Reality so huge that we just experience it in portions. We experience facets of it. These forms. So what happens is the energy field of the chest has this potential to take on a spherical form. And when I say the energy field, I mean all the way from the astral body up through the etheric body. And the way that, because the etheric body is more shaped like a map of the body, it doesn't go into a full sphere, right? The astral body goes into a full sphere. And then the more superficial levels of the physiology kind of accommodate that spherical form. So the exercise began with hands over the heart and feeling the warmth and sweetness of your own love. It's a beautiful exercise. It's very simple. It takes only seconds. I literally do it every day. I wouldn't miss a day, because the feeling of my own consciousness and my own love folding into my own being is extremely nourishing. It's extremely healing and stabilizing. And it does wonderful things for the neural network of the chest. So that's the first part of the exercise, is just getting in there and just feeling what the heart energy feels like. And it's nice to see how beautiful your love is. And it's nice to have a way of using it to nurture yourself and to bring health and wholeness to the organs of the chest area and systems. The second part of the exercise is to take that energy frequency that we experience in the chest area, and with awareness, like in the mind's eye, create it into a sphere. Create a sphere, as perfectly round as you can make it. Because the sphere is the physical material form of wholeness. Spheres. Round. And what we're doing is we're creating an energetic chamber, right? All around the chest. It's an energetic chamber, a spherical chamber. Think of it like the sun or a star or a planet. It has this lovely round shape to it. And it supports, it attracts light energy that is an expression of the divine. It attracts divine light energy. We've created a sphere of energy around the chest, putting the hands on the chest again, and feel your love and see how the love moves around in a space that's like, it's like a sphere whose inner surface, like a bubble whose inner surface is like a mirror. It reflects. It just, everything that's in there just folds in on itself, like a hall of mirrors, only spherical. It's a way of multiplying anything. And this is the area where light medicines are produced. So to have a nice spherical shape of the energy field in this area, or one person suggested we could have a torus shape, which is a lovely idea, actually. There, it's moving. And when it's moving, the movement itself creates bliss. It's when the suggestion was, oh, can we make it a torus shape? And it kind of is, because the cord of light is running through the center of the body anyways, running through the center of that sphere. But when it starts churning, because you know the torus is a moving object, it moves, it rolls in on its own nature. My experience was It felt very intense. There was a part of me that's like, oh, I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So my hat's off to our lovely participant who made that suggestion, because like you're a bigger man than I am there. If you can hold that, how long you can hold that torus shape, I don't know. I was comparing it to learning to play musical instrument, because a lot of times when you do something like that, which is a good thing to do, you have to ask yourself to do things that don't feel 100% normal or natural. And I gave the example that when I finally learned, I was finally given correct instruction on how to manipulate the muscles of my face and head when I play my flute. It doesn't look very glamorous. Like, that's what my face has to do in order to get a sound out of the instrument that's fabulous. But it's worth it. Like, I am more than happy to make that non-glamorous face when I'm playing my flute, because what comes out of the instrument is glamorous. It is beautiful. And so it's the same thing, right? Make this big. And the thing about learning to play a musical instrument, the thing about learning to be like a really effective energy healer, at least to really effectively heal yourself, is that you'll try something. We'll try something like that, to make a big circle with the energy, make a big bubble with the energy of the chest. And it may be that you can like maintain that experience of that for just a short time. But just like learning to play a musical instrument, when little tiny children come to learn to play, you don't expect them to play for more than maybe 3-4 minutes at a time before you stop them and you talk a little bit, because they can't just sit there and play and play and play. Like, half an hour lesson is like ridiculous. They're falling apart, and their arms are falling down, and they're dropping the instrument on the floor because it's just too much. So, but eventually, right, you get to be a grown up. Like, I can log in a 3-hour practice session and be like, yes, like no problem. So it's like that you build up to it. We build up to it. And it's not that we have to build up to it because it's unnatural. It's that we build up to it because we've discovered that this is something that works. This works, but it takes just a little bit of doing. Just like I'm not going to hold my face like this all the time. I'm going to do other things with my face some of the time, but when I'm playing my flute, I'm going to do that because that works. All right. The circle shape in the chest is optimal for housing matrices. Matrices are sacred geometrical forms comprised of astral threads. So astral threads are like the meridians, right? The meridians that run through our body. But these meridians, these threads or channels of energy, can form themselves into sacred geometrical patterns. And the sacred geometrical pattern inside that bubble helps give it some definition. It's like, think of the flower of life. I'll send you a picture of the flower of life. But remember, the picture I send you is going to be on your computer screen or your cell phone, however you're viewing it, and it'll be flat. And the actual flower of life it's like multidimensional, right? So in that bubble of the heart energy center is a form comprised of astral threads that is symmetrical. And symmetrical whichever way you turn it, whichever way you look at it, it looks symmetrical. But it does provide points of reference so that the energies that are being worked with, the energies that you work with in the chest area they make sense. And they have ways of application. All right, so that's the exercise. Feel your love, yes. And then bring the energy center, after feeling the energy signature of love in the center, bring it into a shape that's like a bubble. And what you'll find is that all the light medicines you produce, all the richas that you entertain will benefit your physiology far more because they are in a space that you have created that supports their holistic expression. Right? Remember, the sphere is an expression of the divine. So, holistic expression. All right.